Hi, my name's Beth Swarovska and I've been teaching Pilates to people with MS for nearly 5 years now. This is my friend and client Alvina, and we're very happy to be sharing some exercises that we expect and hope will be really helpful for you in managing your symptoms. So hope you enjoy joining in with us. So Alvina, can you feel your feet okay?
I can.
Yeah? Okay, that's lovely. And your hands?
Yeah, my hands are fine, thank
Okay.
you.
I'm just gonna pop this under your head, Alvina. There you go. Okay, so if you just let your eyes close for a moment. And let your breath settle. Notice the contact of your pelvis to the mat. And encouraging it to feel equally relaxed each side. Similarly for the shoulders. Just noticing the contact of the shoulder blades there and the ribs. Just checking if that feels equal each side as well. Now we have as balanced as possible a framework for your spine in the centre. Notice the contact of your head to the mat or the cushion beneath you, and the contact of your limbs to the mat. When you're ready to move, if you bring your stronger side leg into your chest and just take hold of that knee. That's it. And notice the sense of length around the back of the body. Stretch around the buttock there. Just let the foot move here. We can circle, can change direction, and try a little flex. And that's it. So just gently reaching away, bringing the toes up towards the shin. That's it, we'll do one more like this, shining a light out through the heel as you lengthen the back of the calf. Okay. And just letting the foot rest here. And then on your next out breath, we'll take that leg across the midline of your body and your head gently rolling in the opposite direction. Notice a nice stretch around the side of the buttock. And then allow the leg to come wide. And you can support that leg with your arm. So a passive stretch for the inside thigh. Notice the length from the opposite shoulder down to the opposite leg as well. And then bring the leg back into alignment so the knee, hip, shoulder aligns. And we'll slowly unfold on an exhale. Flex the foot again to bring the toes to the shin. And then just let the foot rest there. And then we'll go on the second side. So if you need to give help, if you need to grab the leg to bring it into the chest, that's fine. And then again, notice that lovely length around the back of the buttock here, shoulder to the back of the pelvis, nice and long. As you exhale, bringing the leg across and let the head roll gently in the other direction. Relax your tongue into the side of your cheek. Relax the cheekbone. Notice a useful stretch there. Important balance muscles here, keeping them supple. When you next exhale, again take the leg wide, support it with that same side arm. Notice the openness there, pelvic floor stretching inside thigh, gently lengthening. Exhaling, come back into alignment, the knee just sinks into the hip and then slowly unfold. Notice the tummy connect as you do so. So let's go again. So really settling into your breathing rhythm now. Moving on the out breath. And the head's fully supported in the pillow or on the mat beneath you. So just let the weight of the head move, the neck doesn't have to expend any effort here. Notice the entirety of your body. Slow unfold, keep the spine steady. Yeah, and again, remember that little flex of the foot. That's it, just working against the foot drop. bring the toes towards the shin, then relax the feet. We'll go one more time on the other side. So each time moving on an exhale. As we exhale, many of our core muscles are contracting. That confers extra stability and control in our movement, and it also gives you a lovely rhythm to your exercise. Let's come back into alignment. Full breath in, exhale as you unfold. And then just resting on the mat here. We don't have to have the legs straight, they could be bent if that's more comfortable. Okay, I'm going to have a look at our arm arcs now. So on your exhale, let the arm lift and float. Drop that arm into the back of the socket. Keep it travelling if you can. Notice the length opening up from the little finger all the way down through the hip to the knee. That's it, spine gently steady. And then as you exhale, bring the arm back again. Notice the ribs sinking into the tummy. Pelvic lining lifts as we breathe out. And the arms rest alongside. Let's go on the other side. So you could assist the second side arm if you wish. Keep it travelling, shoulder blade sliding down the back of the ribs as if towards your opposite back pocket. On the exhale, sink all the weight of the arm back down into the shoulder. And then with a smoothness and control, knowing where the arm is, letting it settle back into the mat and rest here completely. So we could do two arms together, or we could add the extra challenge of some weight. It doesn't have to be any expensive equipment. It could be a bag of lentils. There you go. All right, so let's try with the weighted ball. So there's a length for the back of the neck here. Have your head rested down. Have your head rested back into the mat, that's it. And let's go again with the arm up. This time both arms together. Bring your head centred. Are you comfortable to have your head centred?
Thank you.
That's it. There you go. That's it. So you've got this midline here. Your spine at the centre, the ball is tracking along that midline. As you exhale, imagine the energy coming up from that central panel of strength deep down inside you. Use the exhale. That's it. Whew. Good work. Let's go again, shall we? Okay, so breath in to prepare. Breath out to move. Keep the back of the neck relaxed and long. If Alvina had a tattoo at the back of her neck, the tattoo could clearly be seen by the mat beneath her. Nice. Yeah. Shoulder blades have slid down. And then on the exhale, connecting equally through both arms. Drop the weight of them into the shoulders. Feel the ribs sinking into the tummy. You can take several breaths over each movement. If you need to breathe in, just pause, breathe out, continue to move. Lovely. So I'll take the weight now. Very nice. And then pop this back under your neck there. That's it. Okay, so we're going to do a bridge now. Bridge has benefits in terms of pelvis strength, spine articulation, leg strength and stretching. We can also adapt it so we can focus more on pelvic floor conditioning or more on the outside muscles of the pelvis, which are important in terms of balance. But it's a whole body exercise, very good in terms of mobility, strength and coordination of movement. So on your exhale, going to invite the sitting bones to come together. Let the pelvis lift away from the mat. Imagine magnets inside the sitting bones, drawing them together, lifting the pelvic lining. Also allowing these strong buttock muscles to be involved as well, bringing the sitting bones together. Notice the hips have opened. Let the ribs feel relaxed. That's it. And on your way down, gently melting the spine back to the mat. No pressure into the spine, just letting it rest down and let the pelvis rest completely. It's important with pelvic floor conditioning to let the muscles relax as well as to engage them. So let's go again here. So on the exhale, imagine your sitting bones reaching towards the back of your calves. Now you don't have to come up as high as Alvina is coming. You could keep the pelvis really low and just feel that engagement, listening to your body. And then lengthening the spine, gently back down, imagining a straight line, and then you're just trickling your spine back to the mat. I'm going to have a different variation now. Alvina will feel her inside thighs and pelvic lining working a little bit more. So you could have a pillow between your knees here. On the exhale, notice that inside thigh connection, midline connection as the legs gently reach forward. Notice a natural lift from the pelvic lining under the tummy. And then melting the body back down, thigh bones sinking back into the back of the hips and relaxing completely. We go again with that one. Okay. And again, moving on the exhale. So as we breathe out, most of the pelvic lining muscles, many of the deep abdominal muscles are contracting. That's just what we want in terms of strengthening them, but the in-breath is important as well. So full in-breath. And then on the way down, enjoy all the way to the very last drop of that exhale, feeling the natural lift into the tummy as the spine melts back to the mat. Okay, we'll just take this one away. Notice how that feels. Do you need a little stretch for the inside thighs? Yeah, all right, so let's bring the knees into the tummy. So this is Fema Circles, nice one for hip mobility. And Alvina will be feeling an inside thigh stretch here, but also the thigh bones nicely oiling in the back of the hips. If you feel that one side isn't quite as connected as the other, so if there's any clicks or clunks, and it's the case for many of us, just avoid that disconnected range. Work within the smooth range. Ready to come back down? Yeah. Okay, and again, lengthening the back of the neck. That's it. There you go. Let the head rest down. There you go. Show the mat your imaginary tattoo under your head. Nice. Okay. So we'll change position now. We'll come on to all fours. Here on all fours, I'm just going to use this pole to demonstrate alignment. So if you just relax your lower back, Alvina, so we let the lower back curve be present. Sometimes people think, oh, I have to be strong, I have to curve my spine to be strong, but no, let the lower back come away from that line there. And then we've got the upper back lining up with the sacrum, and then as close as we can, bringing the head up towards the pole. There you go, but not straining the neck, so finding your best balance. Ideally the back of the head, upper back and sacrum in alignment for the neutral spine, the strongest alignment of the spine. It's going to give us our best posture. So then, when you're ready, Alvina, as you breathe in, keep the spine steady, but bend at the hips and the knees. Feel the bottom widen as you inhale. And then when you're ready to exhale, we travel forwards. We're still keeping the spine curve steady. Notice the pelvic lining coming together, feeling of connection into the tummy. And again, breathing in as we go back, sitting bones broaden, and exhale to come forwards. That's it. Relaxing the shoulders as you take some weight into them. Good. And again, so the breath in as we come back. When you need to breathe out, forward we travel, feeling a lift from the pelvic lining into the tummy, out through the top of the head. It's a very good exercise here to alleviate back pain, Also for the pelvic floor, so to help manage bladder symptoms, keeping the pelvic lining supple, stretchy and strong. So we've got some upper body weight bearing, arm strength, hip mobility. We'll make this the last one. So Arvina's breathing in as she comes back, bottom widens, exhale to come forwards, feel the pelvic lining lift into the tummy, and then coming into a comfortable rest position for you. Find your comfortable place to rest. That's it. So very often we'll spend time over a computer and the upper back may become more rounded than we would like. That can in turn affect our ability to balance and stay upright. So this little exercise here, the Sphinx, can help us open the chest and strengthen upper back muscles. So let's take a breath in as we rest down, and then as we exhale, guide the breastbone forward, shoulder blades coming down, feel the mid upper back connect, and then resting back down again. Lengthen the back of the neck. That's it. And again, on your next exhale, we're sliding the breastbone forward, shoulder blades coming down. Feel the upper back working gently, but opening up at the front. And again, lengthening down here. On the exhale, breastbone slides away from the pubic bone at the front. The shoulder blades connect, and resting down again. Come back onto all fours, Arvina. Okay, spine articulation more generally now. Again, useful in terms of back care and posture. So when you're ready, if you sink the tailbone down, that's it, gently, well distributed curve through the back of the body. And then on the exhale, let the tailbone lift. Feel the tummy stretch rather than sag. Shoulder blades slide down, front of the neck is lengthened. And again, just letting your movement flow with your breathing. Moving on the exhale every time from the tailbone to the top of the head, front of the body is lengthened, and the back of the body is lengthened. We'll finish in extension, so lifting the tailbone, feel the tummy stretch, shoulder blades slide down, and then coming back to your neutral spine. So remembering where we had the pole, the sacrum, the upper back and the head coming back into alignment. Just let the lower back relax down. That's it, just drop the lower back curve. That's it, there we go. Gently lift the head. There. Okay. All right. Take the weight out of your arms, Arvina. So if you come down into side lie, so just letting the head be supported by the arm, or it could be by a pillow. The arm could be in front if that's more comfortable. So we're bent at the hips and the knees. Feet would be just about in line with the bottom. Okay. So you could have your hands supporting you in front, or for more challenge you could have it lying along your body just here. Okay, relax the shoulders. So taking a full breath in, and then as you exhale, keep the pelvis steady, open the top leg. So this is like a clamshell. Take a breath in at the top, and then float the legs smoothly with control back down. Okay, and again, so you should be feeling the mid buttock muscles working here. These are important in terms of balance and standing stability. We're keeping the pelvis level and steady, so imagine you have a wall behind you, so you couldn't roll backwards. The shoulders are staying aligned as well. So we're moving on the exhale every time. So as you go to the end of the exhale, notice how it feels into the pelvic lining, how it feels into the tummy. There's a natural contraction in those muscles as we breathe out. So let's do 2 more here. Notice how it feels within the pelvis. So an important exercise in terms of managing bladder symptoms and in terms of balance for those side muscles. Okay, let's rest just there. Okay, so then you turn over to the other side and repeat on that side. So once again in your neutral, steady spine. That's it. Now we're going to aim to keep the spine steady, and then as you exhale, Alvina, slide your stronger leg along the mat, but just keep the toe in touch with the mat. There we go. There. And then next time you inhale, bringing the leg back in. Exhaling, taking the other leg away. Notice the openness at the front of the hip as you do. Notice how it feels in the tummy, supporting the neutral spine. And then bringing the leg back in. Good. And again here, keeping steady through the spine. One leg gently reaches away, shoulders and pelvis staying level. And then bending the leg back in underneath. Notice how the tummy feels as you keep the body steady, and then one leg goes away from the center. Done. And again. Okay, so we'll make this the last pair. You can always rest if you need to. So very good in terms of back care, core strength, and opening the front of the hip, helping us stay upright. Good. This one, the last one. And take the weight out of your arms. Let's come up to standing now. We'll do a little bit of work in standing to finish off. So if you'd like to use the chair to get up. So getting up from the floor can be an art in itself, so do use the strong furniture that you have around you. And that's it, taking your time to get acclimatised to being back up in standing. How does that feel?
Okay, I'm still standing.
That's good. All right, so if you come onto the mat again. Okay, so just facing this way. So one of our best value exercises in terms of time and benefit is squatting. Very useful in terms of leg strength, helping us work on balance, looking after the pelvic floor, managing bladder symptoms, great in terms of managing back pain. So if you take your legs wider, so we have the inside of the heel approximately lining up with the outside of the shoulders, but it's finding your comfortable position. Head is centered over the pelvis to start with, so just bringing the head back. That's it. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend at the ankles, the knees, the hips. Imagine there's a chair behind you, reaching the bottom backwards. We can have the arms counterbalance in front. Fantastic. And then push the floor away. Legs unfold, squeeze the bottom to get to the top. And again, melt the ankles and the knees, bottom widens, so pelvic floor stretching as we go. That's it, spine stays neutral. And then knees and hips unfold together, coming up to our full relaxed height. And again. Knees are staying in line with the center of the foot. How can we ensure that we do that? So as Alvina stays, you okay to do some more? Yeah. So as Alvina squats here, as she comes down, she can think about drawing her knees wider, and that helps them stay in alignment with the centre of the feet. Good. Use the bottom to get to the top. We'll do one more if you wish. It doesn't have to be as deep as Alvina's doing. And again, knees stay aligned with the centre of the foot, feeling that the legs widen, working from the side of the hip, really good on our balance muscles. Exhale as we come up, feel the pelvic lining lift into the tummy. We're up to our full height again. Okay, so let's cool down with a little spine articulation. Okay, all right. So we'll take a side bend together. Okay, so let's take one arm up and gently reaching up and over. Hand reaching away from the foot, ribs reaching away from the pelvis, and then exhaling, coming back through the centre. That's it, lovely shoulder blade movement, and in the other direction. Other arm reaching up, shoulder blade sinks down, arm reaching away from the leg, ribs reaching away from the pelvis, feeling a comfortable, well-distributed stretch all the way through that side of the body. And let's do one more here. If you keep your gaze to the horizon, useful idea to help your posture there, looking to the horizon. Feel that comfortable, well-distributed length, nowhere overworking, sharing the work equally down each side of the body. This one, the last one. The arm wouldn't have to raise all the way up, of course. Just looking to introduce this nice, long, stable, strong length down the side. We're looking to focus on that really comfortable length down that side of the body. And then let's move into rotation. We could have the arms out to the side or on the shoulders, just whatever feels best for you. And then turning, let your gaze lead the way. The head, led by the arms, leads the upper back. And then coming through the centre, feeling your full height at the centre. Then in the other direction, notice that lovely length on the diagonal from opposite leg to the moving shoulder. And again, let your eyes lead your head. Feel that movement through the whole of your body. Pelvis is free to move everywhere involved. Let the gaze, so the neck can move as well. And coming back to the centre here, do you feel balance?
Yeah.
Lovely. Let the arms rest down. And then we'll have a stretch out for the legs. Might like a chair for support, but Alvina should be fine. So if you take one leg forwards, that's it. We're going to bend the back leg, bring the toes up towards the shin. Can you feel a length down the back of that leg? That's it, as if you're reaching the heel into the mat. Direct your breath into that side as it stretches. And then bring that leg underneath you. That's it. Notice how that's feeling. And then the other side, bring the toes up towards the shin. Comfortable length down the back of the leg. Reach the heel into the mat. If you need to deepen the stretch, you can bend the supporting leg further. And then again, when you're ready, coming out of that, coming back again. Let's do one more here. Okay, and again. Bring the toes towards the shin, that's it. Useful in terms of foot drop, keeping the ability to lift the front of the foot, keep the back of the leg supple, coming underneath us. This one, the last one. Good. And then unfolding when you're ready. Once again, bringing your feet underneath your hips. Letting your arms rest to the side. Letting your eyes close if you feel secure to do so. And then in your mind's eye, directing your breath as if down into your feet. And then as you breathe out, feeling the full length of your body up through the legs. Noticing the alignment of your pelvis. Feeling the natural movement in the tummy and the ribs as you breathe. Allowing the shoulders just to be rested here on the top of the ribs. Notice the contact of your arms to your body each side. Does that feel consistent? Then aware of your head at the centre. If you bring your hands to your tummy, directing your breath as if into your spine. Aware of its full length, its natural curves. Noticing your sense of height, balance, and strength. And then when you feel ready, let your arms rest again alongside you. Opening your eyes.